everybody, welcome back, and today I just want to talk about some limited edition products that I wish were permanent. These are things I love, I've loved for a long time, and I really wish these companies would bring them back and make them part of their permanent line, because I think people would just go banana sandwich. So if you want to see what limited edition products I wish were permanent, stick around. Alright guys, so I've got a lot of face products to talk about, and I am going to insert swatches of all of these, so just know those are coming. So the first product I want to talk about is the L'Oreal Paris Glam Bronze for face and body. I got this, I want to say not last summer, but the summer before, and I'm in the shade Light Pale, and it just says get an instant sun-kissed look with this maxi bronzing powder for face and body. I love this. It is what I'm wearing today. It is just such a beautiful, subtle color on the skin. It's got the slightest sheen to it. It is just, it's one of those products that make me want to forego contouring altogether and just really use this product to, you know, brighten up and bronze up my skin. The texture is absolutely just silky soft. It feels so good. It blends out beautifully. So I adore this bronzer, especially if you are a fair-skinned individual like I am. It's not too orangey, it's not too red, it's just perfect right in the middle, neutral, to really give that glow to your skin. Adore this product. Another product that I really have been enjoying lately, and this is recent, I didn't get this on the first go-round, I got it when it was re-released, is the Anasazi highlighter from Anastasia Beverly Hills. First of all, it is a stunning product to look at. And I picked this up, I didn't pick this up the first go round because I felt like it was going to be too gold for my skin and I wouldn't be able to pull it off. And then I heard so many people talk about how it was so flattering on their skin, even with a paler complexion. So the second time around I did pick it up, and I've got to say I love this highlighter. It's beautiful. It gives you that gorgeous wet look on the skin, really stunning, and I feel like really universally flattering. So plus the packaging is gorgeous. So definitely think this should be a permanent product. Another highlight I think should absolutely 100% be permanent is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Highlighting Powder in the Sweetest Bling. This is from Wet n Wild, and this came out in their spring collection, I want to say last year, but this is so gorgeous. It's just the most bright, beautiful white pink highlighter. I absolutely love this. It's actually what I'm wearing today. Again, it just gives you that fresh, beautiful, almost wet look on the skin. It blends out beautiful. It's not as soft in texture as the Anasazi highlighter, but when you get it on a brush and blend it out, it is just absolutely stunning. I think Wet n Wild highlighters is one thing Wet n Wild does very, very well, and this is kind of the penultimate form of their highlighting line. It's just so stinking pretty. Another Wet n Wild product that I wish would come back, and I think would be just absolutely cult status, are these Wet n Wild Color Icon Blush and Glow Trios. Now, these came out in 3. There was one that was pretty much all goldeny bronze that just I didn't use it for anything except for eyeshadow. There is one in Sunset Junction, which I just recently talked about in a sentimental makeup video, but this is the one that I feel like everybody kind of went bananas over, and it's called Fair Trade Coffee. And these are so good. The highlighters in here are beautiful, the blushes are gorgeous, and then the bronzers are really quite nice. And now this one definitely leads more towards fair skin, but the powders and the textures of these powders is so silky smooth. It feels high-end, it feels luxurious, and these were like $4. I wish Wet n Wild would come back out with these, because I adore these. These are so good. I don't know if you were lucky enough to get them, but the highlighters and blushes especially in these are just absolutely phenomenal. Got another face palette I want to talk about, which is the Becca Blushed with Light palette. This was a Christmas release a few years ago, and this is so good. It was, I think it was like $32 for the whole palette, and you're not getting full-size blushes, but close enough to where you're essentially getting 3 blushes for the price of 1. And this came with Wisteria, which was, I believe it was limited to this palette, Songbird and Snapdragon, which I know is a really, really popular shade. And again, just a beautiful everyday can reach for it and go type of blush. Wisteria is one of my all-time favorite blushes. I'm actually wearing that today. Love, love, love this palette. Again, I wish all these were permanent, duh. But the packaging is beautiful. I love the idea of a face palette because sometimes it's just more economical and more practical than, just a single, because you can throw something like this in a bag and go, and just, it has the versatility that you need. You've got something more orangey, more pinky, and then this beautiful neutral blush. This was such a good holiday release, and again, I think a little underrated in my opinion. Another palette I want to talk about is the Becca Lightwaves highlighter palette. Again, just another beautiful palette. I love the packaging on this, and this came with Moonstone, Pink Sapphire, and Prismatic Amethyst. So you get something more warm, more pinky, more cool toned, just absolutely beautiful array. I like that they've kind of covered the gamut here in the product that they're providing as far as the undertones and look. So something really versatile. You could take this with you traveling really easily. You could throw this in your bag and go, and it could match any look that you're doing that day. I love these little palettes from Becca. I've got one more palette from Becca that I want to talk about, which is another face palette. That is the Sun Chaser palette. And this comes with Ipanema Sunset, which is the bronzer, comes with Apricot Blossom, and it comes with Opal, which is another highlighter I really like. Again, I wish they would come out with these, and I wish they would come out with these for different skin tones, because I think these would be so popular. Again, they're compact. They have everything you need. They're complementary. I really like this brush, I really like this bronzer, even though it seems a little bit orangey. I can make it work for my skin. So I just think these Becca palettes are so stinking good, and I reach for them quite often. I really do enjoy them. Moving on, I do want to talk about this palette from LOreal. This is the, I don't even remember the name. This was from the Pirates of the Caribbean collection, and this is so stinking good. I love LOreal powder products. So I love LOreal palettes. Again, I usually don't keep these little inserts, but it's got the phases of the moon on there, so I did keep them for this particular palette. This is, again, another gorgeous palette. I think it leans a little bit more fair skinned as far as the blushes and the bronzer, but as far as these highlighters, I think there's a wonderful array of highlighters for a wide variety of skin tones. So I do really enjoy this palette. I think as a highlighter palette, this is very, very just complementary to a variety of different skin tones. On the flip side of that, I really like the Shine Bright Color Source Light and Cheek palette. This was the palette that was released this year from LOreal. So whereas this palette was mainly shimmer with 2 mattes, this one has 4 mattes with 2 shimmers. I think this one is a little bit more conducive to a wider variety of skin tones as far as the blushes, and then you do have a nice deeper blush and a little deeper highlight and a little bit lighter highlight. So again, a really beautiful palette. I wish LOreal would, I just want LOreal to make these permanent. I want everything permanent. So 2 really beautiful limited edition products from LOreal that I think are just staples in my collection. Okay, I've got one more face palette, and then we're moving on to other things, I promise. So the next product I want to talk about is the Glow Kit from Anastasia Beverly Hills in Gleam. I really love this one. I think the reason why I like this one so much is because it is more suited to lighter skin tones. So I originally anti-hauled these because I thought that there was not going to be one that really worked for my skin, and I've since found several. But this one I think is just beautiful. I think between Crushed Pearl, Starburst, and Hard Candy, these are just everyday highlighters. And I even use Mimosa when I've got a little bit more color to my skin, generally on vacation. I absolutely love this palette. I love the quality of her highlighters. I think they're beautiful, and I just wish all of them were permanent all the time, so you could just get whichever one you wanted whenever you wanted to get it. So apparently I'm feeling a certain sort of way about face products that are limited edition. I do want to talk about a couple of palettes that I really do wish were permanent as well. The first one being the LOreal California Dreaming palette. Now this is actually the palette I've got on my eyes today. I just did a tutorial for this one for a date night look. Love this palette. I think this palette flew under the radar like totally, and nobody really talked about this palette, but it's so completely stunning. It has got a beautiful color story with some interesting pops with this green, this kind of bluey, charcoaly, deep gray, and this kitty cat shade. Oh my gosh, it is what I've got on my lid today, and it is so pretty. This is the Pro Formula, and it is an absolutely fantastic little palette. So this is such a beautiful little palette that nobody talked about, and that was temporary. I mean, it was like a fall release, and I think it's just got one of the most beautiful color stories of any LOreal palette, and the quality is just, it's outstanding. So love that palette. The next palette I want to talk about is, this should come as no surprise to anybody, is the Master Palette by Mario. I adore this palette. This is one of my all-time favorite fall palettes. I have no idea why this is not permanent because it is so, so good. It is so good. I feel like this can work on any skin tone and just create a beautiful, soft, hazy, just easy look. I mean, the texture of these shadows is their Anastasia Beverly Hill quality, and I think it's just, I think this is like one of the most perfect fall palettes ever. I don't know why this isn't permanent. It irritates me that it's not because it is so stinking good. I know some people don't like this palette, but really I kind of fell into the hype with this palette, and I'm glad I did because I adore this palette. So please bring this back, please. The last eyeshadow palette I want to talk about is the Vice 3. Now this is absolutely probably my all-time favorite Vice palette. It's one of my top favorite Urban Decay palettes. I just think this is probably the most all-encompassing, well-rounded, everything you need in one palette Urban Decay has ever come out with. The quality is spectacular. You get your neutrals, you get some cool tones, you get your pinky shades, you get some purples and golds and your blues. If Urban Decay had any sense whatsoever, they would bring this back and make it permanent, and they would make a fortune because this is such a good palette. You want to talk about one of the most well-rounded, just easy to use palettes in my collection and just the most visually pleasing. This is definitely right at the top of the list. This is such a good palette. The next products I want to talk about is this little lipstick set from MAC. This came out around the holiday season. I can't remember. It was the nude set, which is the one I got, and if I had any sense, I would have gotten 2 of them. These are so good. I wear these all the time. I love the size of them, and I think the colors in here were just great. I'm gonna go ahead and just swatch these right here for you so you can tell which ones they are. This one is Hark, which is a cream sheen. Gorgeous nude. These are all kind of nudie neutrals, but you know. This one is called Fam Only, and this one is a matte. Some more warmy pink. This one is called Nutmegged, and it is a matte. And this one's probably my favorite. This is Half Cap, and this is a satin. This is actually what I'm wearing today. Just how pretty are those colors, and I love the size of them. I mean, more companies should come out with lipsticks this size because whoever goes through a lipstick before it goes bad? No one. The last product I want to talk about are these nail polishes from Milani, and these were the Milani Fierce Foil Nail Lacquers, and these came out, I want to say like 2 or 3 years ago. I love these so much. I have the shades, which shades do I have? This is Sardinia. And then I have Milan, and then this one is Venice. These are the prettiest glitter nail polishes I have ever used in my entire life. It's actually what I've got on today. I have it over a deep purple shade from just these two fingers from the X collection or Formula X collection, which is another product that should still be permanent. These just give the most opaque, beautiful foiled look to the eyeshadows. I mean, to the nails. They are so stunning. I don't know why. I don't think Milani makes nail polishes at all anymore. I was just on their site and I couldn't find them. But these in particular, I wish they would bring these back and make these permanent because they are so gorgeous. All right, guys, so those are just a bunch of products that I have and love and wish were permanent. I just think these things are just, I think these products are just absolute staples in my collection. I reach for them all the time, and I am going to be very sad if and when I either use them up or they go bad and I can't use them anymore. But let me know what limited edition products you have in your collection that you wish you could just go out and purchase again tomorrow if you needed to. I'm always interested to hear what you had to say. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have an amazing day. Have a rockin' week, and I will see you next time.